Welcome back, Poor Masters. SCL Matt here for another session of Chat with Matt. That's me. Anyway, I'm glad to have you all here. DJ Digby, Troy, Hoglander, welcome. Straw Desert, Jed, glad to have you here. Yeah. We got a few things to talk about tonight. Nothing too major, I guess, in my head. But yeah, definitely a few things to discuss, along with whatever the chat, comes up with, as usually monopolizes most of my time here anyway. So um, I look forward to these nights because I never know exactly what we're going to talk about, but we always find something to talk about. We always end up finding something that takes up the majority of our time, and even if I had planned out 30, 60 minutes of content, like, there's no way I'd be able to get through all of it because we have other things to talk about. So, in any case, if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter, go check that out. Newsletter comes out every Tuesday. I have as much information in there as I can. It'll be important for the next couple of weeks while I'm on the road. The schedule will be changing up. Between the live stream schedule will be changing. There are some things with auctions and stuff going on, and if you have questions about the schedule, the newsletter is the best place to find the most current, up-to-date schedule. So I recommend it for that. Obviously, we have other things going on there. Occasionally, special discounts for the newsletter subscribers and all sorts of stuff. So Big John, happy Friday indeed. Here's the next thing I want to mention. Biggie John, I know you already figured this out, took advantage of it. The YouTube membership program. If you want to become a member of this channel, and if you want to have access to the special emoji and stuff like that, I've changed that up a little bit this week. There used to be a $1.99 tier and a $4.99 tier. It was confusing, and there wasn't a lot of difference between the two. And so I just decided I'm gonna scrap those tiers and lump it all into one. So there's a $2.99 tier now that you can join. The $1.99 and $4.99 will be disappearing very shortly. I have to get it approved by YouTube. Like, anytime you make a change to those tiers, like, you have to submit it for approval. It's kind of weird, but it's what you got to do. So I've submitted for those to be deleted. The $2.99 one is up there and available right now. So if anybody wants to join that, support me that way, that's something you can do there. Something I've always mentioned there that I haven't really taken advantage of yet is members only videos. And I finally know how I want to use that section. So following this trip, there's going to be a lot of content that is coming out of this trip. And a few of those videos are going to be like members only stuff. So if you want to wait and see exactly what those videos are before signing up, fine, I understand. But just know that there is going to be stuff coming for that too. So Biggie John, as always, thank you for all your support. Straw Desert, you have a question. Wait, you had a question. Do you still have a question for me? Did you remember what it was? Feel free to ask. I'm curious now. DJ Digby, what chase do you think deserve to be in-game variant? I think my number one answer for this is Pumpkin Eyebrow. Like, that thing should have been an in-game variant. And Pumpkin Eyebrow kind of set the tone for the rest of the Halloween variants, or at least the variants that came out around Halloween time and are kind of Halloween themed, that most of them aren't in game. Like Halloween Fright Rider was a chase variant. I mean, the way it was distributed, that mode makes more sense. I guess we did finally get like Frightful Fiesta was in game, but like Pumpkin Eyebrow should have been an in-game variant. Would have been super, super easy to just like overlay his eye in orange and give him a new face. Like, should have been easy. Should have been easy. I will not understand that one. I never understand that one. Splat, yes. Thank you for noticing. There's been a little bit of a branding change on the YouTube channel with the Wandering Collector branding, and it's something I'm going to be doing a lot more. Like, I'm going on the road this week to pick up some Skylanders. I've done it in the past. Some of you may not know this, but like over the course of the past year, I have taken road trips, like literal road trips, driven my car from my house to California, to Texas, to Florida, to New York, to Pennsylvania, all simply just to pick up Skylanders. Now, in general, these were special lots, either very large lots or at least had a large amount of in-box things that I didn't want shipped. I didn't want to worry about them getting damaged in shipment, sometimes because I needed them for my collection, sometimes because they were just valuable pieces that I didn't want damaged. But I've enjoyed those trips, and I've made some video content about some of them, particularly the one out to California. That was one of the first ones I did. And I want to keep doing that. I want to keep taking those trips. It makes sense to me. But then I want to share that with you. And so we're going to go on some trips together. And I will be the Wandering Collector, and I will share my journeys with you, and we're going to see what we can do with that. I mean, it'll be, yeah, searching for Skylanders. I'll check out various shops along the way. I'll review the shops for you. I'll let you know if they're worth, if there's Skylanders there, and if it's worth checking out if you're a local in the area or if you're on vacation there. I will be picking up Skylanders, large lots that I purchase. I may even be able to meet up with some other collectors along the way, and maybe we can just showcase some collections and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's kind of where I want to take the channel, and I think the Wandering Collector kind of encompasses all of that. Hoglander, Good Friday. Received a Skylanders order a few days ago. Awesome. Glad to hear it. What's your favorite? Have you tried them out yet? Very curious. Newzak, welcome. Finally made to stream live. Awesome. Martin, glad to have you. Ches, Fizzpop. I'm your third favorite YouTuber. Hey, I can't be everybody's favorite. Honestly, I'd be surprised if I was anyone's favorite. Like, there are a lot of good YouTubers out there. So I would not fault anybody for having other favorite YouTubers out there. But that's good to know. Number 3, I'll take it. Yeah, Snowbright Stormblade, destroy that. You're right. That's another one for sure. I would love to see Snowbright Stormblade in game. But like, Pumpkin Eyebrow just confuses me even more because he was released like as a holiday variant in stores. Snowbright Stormblade, it would have been bad if that was an in-game variant and just released as an employee edition. Like, people would throw fits. People would quit the game if an employee edition was an in-game variant like that. That would have been bad. But yeah, if Snowbright Stormblade was just a random chase variant, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Straw Desert, what do you got? I recently purchased something huge. I mean, huge. I'm talking out of box, in box, very cheap. Okay. Looking to make a profit, yet also looking to sell to me for a price I would buy it for. Interesting. Um, oh, here we go. Some of the stuff I'm talking about is like 2 to 3 chaos trophies, a couple of C trophies, stuff else. Inbox, pop fizz, chill, and smothers. Uh, I'm not sure where the question was in their straw desert. Like, are you asking what my price is? Or if I would buy? Like, I mean, yeah, I always buy if the price is right. Um, but yeah, I would need to see everything that's included in the lot to figure out exactly where we're going on that. Steve, welcome. Toasted, welcome, welcome. When you go on your trips, is the website still usable or do orders not get processed until you get back from your trip? Toasted Legends. So welcome to the chat. Um, here's the deal. The website will still be 100% usable on this trip because it's just me that's going. Um, earlier this year, back in January, I don't know if you were around back then, um, but we went on a company retreat, or at least the company shut down for a week when we all went on vacation. Um, but I do have an employee. Her name is STL Jillian, and she takes care of things while I'm away because she's always taking care of the shipping of figures. That's her main job. So um, when I go away, the shop can still run, and that's a big reason why I hired her in the first place. Like things were getting very busy. I could use the help, yes, but I wanted the shop to be able to continue to run even if I went away on vacation or I went away to pick up extra Skylanders, more Skylanders. So, yes. The short answer is yes. The website will be completely usable. Orders will still go out. Nothing should change on that end. The biggest change that's going to happen while I'm on vacation is I won't be able to do all the live streams, the normal live streams. Um, actually, that might be the only thing that changes because a lot of the other stuff I have either people helping me with or is automated. Um, so yeah, the live streams won't happen as normal while I'm gone. I might still be able to get a couple of live streams in, but they won't be the standard ones. Tom, welcome. Strahd has her favorite Skylanders YouTuber. Okay, I can take favorite Skylanders YouTuber. That's fair. That's fair. Fizzpop will have Swap Force on the Wii U tomorrow. I I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Between myself and Jillian, we each take some of the unboxing stuff throughout the week, and I don't always know exactly what's going to show up. Um, so you'll just have to check out the preview video tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. right here on the channel. You can see exactly what's coming to the shop before it happens. Preview video at 9 a.m. Shop update at 1 p.m. Troy created Psy from Skylanders Academy. Nice. Nice. I I did think that was very, very clever of them. Not only to include I essentially included an Imaginator in the Skylanders Academy series as they were going through it, but then to, of course, include those parts in the game so you could go build that character. Uh, I almost wish they would have done more of that, but yeah, that's always fun. My 8th favorite YouTuber, Saving the Skylands. He has work to do, but you matter in the top 5 for sure. Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate that. 8th favorite. Wow. I would have a hard most of you know, if you've been around me for a while, you know that I have a hard time picking favorite anything. And so I I can't even imagine picking 3rd favorites and 5th favorites and man, man, I'm glad you guys can though. Hoglander, your new figures out of the 14 that you got, enjoy playing as Ghost Roaster the most. Awesome. With Prison Break, let's go second. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I enjoy Prison Break a lot. I think a lot I think some people overlook him. Um he can be a little more technical, I guess. I mean, not super technical, but he's not quite as button mashy as some other folks can be. So, yeah. Straw Desert is more a hey guess what. Okay. Okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. If anybody ever has stuff they want to sell me, just their duplicates or whatever, yeah, feel free to reach out. I will give you the warning here. I've had to tell many people this in the past. Like, if it's just a few figures, like 5 to 10 figures, and they're all common figures, that's going to be a hard deal to swing. Just because, like, I can't pay that much for common figures because I have a bunch of them. They're just going to sit on the shelf for a few months, so I'm not going to get any money back from what I shell out to you for a while. Um, and we have to factor in the shipping cost. And so a lot of times, if it's just a small amount of figures, like the cost of shipping is more than I would be able to pay you. And so that, like, it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Um, but if we can make the pricing work, whether it's a large amount of common figures or a smaller amount of harder to find figures, like, or somewhere in between, obviously, that's what most lots usually end up being. Um, yeah, we can definitely work something out. I will happily take things off your hands. If you want, I mean, I can sometimes give you a little bit more, um, if you're willing to accept store credit as well. I can I can bump that up a little bit. Like, you're still going to be responsible for shipping costs, but we can make it work. Where am I going? I'm going all over the place. So I have a large pickup to make in Georgia, and then I am going on vacation in Florida for about a week, and then on my way home, I'm stopping back in Texas, to pick up another large lot. So kind of all over, and in the middle there, like, I'll be stopping at various game shops and stuff that I know about. So I'll be making stops in Illinois. Uh, I'm making a stop in Tennessee, but I don't have anywhere to visit there necessarily. Or wait, no, someone didn't. McKay's. I was gonna have to look that one up and see if that's anywhere near where I'm going. So maybe a spot in Tennessee as well. Um, and then I know coming back from Texas, or actually in Texas as well, I've hit some game stores before and had some good luck there in Texas and Missouri. So I'll probably hit those game shops on the way home, um, and see what we can find. But yeah, I have 2 big lots that I'm picking up, and then whatever else I can find along the way. So we'll see how that goes. Andy, welcome. In the UK, there's a promotion going on some banks that if you switch your bank account to them, they'll give you between. Ooh, trying to do it so you can get Robo. Ah, I like it. I like it. Get money from your bank so you can buy Robo. Beautiful, beautiful. Free money banks. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. I actually did just switch a bank as well, and yeah, they had some pretty nice deals going on right now. Um, offering like cash back and rewards and stuff like that. So it's good stuff. Uh, Straw Desert, what you got here? 2 Fright Rider Noon Box, 2 Chill Noon Box, 4 stealth super starters, starter pack figures. Surprise, surprise. Inbox Pop Fizz, Slam Bam, Terrafin, Whirlwind, Zoom, Igniter, and half a box Igniter. Yeah, I've gotten a few of those. Anytime I just get half a box though, I honestly just pop it out um and and we sell it as a loose figure because like it no one wants just the plastic. I find usually. So like I'll pop it out and like I can sell the card and sticker yet separately, sure. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna ship around an extra piece of plastic most of the time. Courtney headed to Boston. Any reason in particular? What you doing out there? You picking up some Skylanders? Something else going on? DJ Digby, Prison Breaks #1. Nice, nice. Hoglander, I couldn't answer this for you. I've only watched 1.5 seasons, and that was years ago when they first came out. So I barely remember what happens. Like the most I remember is there was something about Eon's beard, and I don't remember exactly what that was. Even there's just some like gag about Eon's beard. Um, so I need to go back and watch them at some point, and then hey, that would be something we could talk about here at some point, where you can get my reactions then. But yeah, I I need to go back and watch them. But Imaginators did have the best box design for sure. Troy, I agree with this too. Imaginators gets more hate than it deserves. When Imaginators first came out, like my gut reaction was it was the best Skylanders game yet. Like I've since stepped back on that, and I still stand by like Spyro's Adventure is my favorite. Um, but there are a lot of good things about Imaginators. Like people gave it grief because like they used uh stock music and they reused a bunch of graphics and all this other stuff. I'm like, it happens. That's what happens when they got to put a game out every year, and when they had to work in the entire Imaginators gig and create all the parts for it and make sure the gimmick worked to perfection basically, and all the things like the fact that they had that like the 3D printing of the figures and um the cards and the t-shirts and all this other stuff that they were working on as part of the gimmick. Like, yeah, the game itself might be a little bit simpler in some aspects, and reusing some stuff and using stock stuff makes sense. I get it. But yeah, it was still a solid game. It was a very solid game. Um, ooh, McKay's locations, Chattanooga, Knoxville. Okay, awesome. I think I was planning on stopping in Chattanooga, so I might check that one out. We'll see how much time I have and where exactly they're located. Like Nashville's a pretty big city, so like I depends how close I'll be to the actual location if I want to stop there. Knoxville, I think Knoxville is going to be out of the way though from the route I usually take. Let's do some quick geographical research. If I recall, yeah, because like I go like Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville's up north. Okay, yeah. So I don't think I'll be going by there this time. One of my other trips I passed through there. But good to know. So yeah, I'll keep an eye. Maybe Nashville, probably Chattanooga, and we can see what we can find. I can check out a new store. That's exciting. Um, have everything in the slot except for Stealth Stinger. Yeah, yeah. I totally understand that, Shaw Desert. I get it. But yeah, like if you got a good deal on it and you needed at least one item, I've bought lots for lesser reasons, just because it was a good deal and I didn't need anything. But um do. Ooh, a lot of folks don't care for Academy. Interesting. I I guess I haven't asked about too many opinions about Academy before. I kind of was under the impression that just about everybody liked it, but thinks Academy is terrible. Couldn't tell you anything about Academy. Very generic. Doesn't take advantage of the fact that Skylanders is an ensemble series. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to go and watch it again and maybe do a like formal review of it to give you some thoughts. I know the first season I I watched it and then did some quick review videos with Rob over at CoinOp TV. I know we talked about it briefly. I honestly don't even remember what I said and what I thought about it back then. That would be interesting to go and like do a review of it now and then go and watch the video I did with Rob to see if my opinion has changed. But yeah, that's interesting. I mean, nobody's gonna like everything. Just like the games. Every game is somebody's favorite. What I think is the worst game is somebody else's favorite game. So it's the same thing with Academy. Some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna hate it. It's okay. All right. Imaginators had a lot of issues. I mean, old characters were nerfed in every game. Every game. Some more than others that was more noticeable, but they were nerfed in every game. That was part of their strategy, was to get you to buy the new figures by making the old ones weaker. Uncompelling story, maybe. I mean, I don't think many of the stories were all that compelling. They were fairly light children's stories. But yeah, it's one of those things. I haven't played through the game proper. I've just been in cleanup mode for years now, trying to 100% these things that I haven't actually listened to the story in a while. It's a lot more work than it was worth. Wait, now you're complaining. Okay, okay. This to me seems contradictory. Um, it was overall short. Okay, I get that. It was a lot more work than it was worth to 100%. So what you're saying is it took you a long time to 100% it. So like this is the part that always gets me is people want more content, but then when they get more content, they say it's not good enough. And Frogmouth, I'm not trying to pick on you in particular. I I've just noticed this in general. Like we got okay, so we had Spyro's Adventure, then we got Giants. People complained Giants was too short. So then we got Swap Force. Swap Force was annoyingly long and people still complained about it. Whether that it was too long or it had too many side quests or it had like you asked for more content. They gave you more content. And what I find interesting too is everybody seems to judge the length of a game differently. Because, like, what is the length of the game? Is it the number of levels? And if they break those levels up into chapters, do you count those chapters individually, or do you still just count the number of levels? Um, is it the time it takes you to complete the game? Which honestly is a little bit subjective because it's going to be differ based on what difficulty you're playing on and how good you are at the game. And is that just time from start of game to final boss, or is that time spent exploring the levels and collecting everything and getting 100%? Like, there's so many different metrics you could use to determine the length of the game, in my opinion, at least. Um, and I think that that's where things get confusing. Because yes, if I recall, Imaginators had less levels within the main story, but then after the main story, like, it had all, like, the elemental zones, the elemental levels, which basically, like, doubled the amount of levels in the game. And so, like, I don't know if people are complaining because, like, those didn't have as much story with them, and those are all, like, extra content, essentially, but to me, it's still part of the game. It still plays, like, I preferred those elemental levels to, um, just other, like, arena mode or whatever, chaos battles and stuff like that that we got in some of the other games. Like, I'd rather have more actual levels, but I don't know. I don't know. Rocket Leaguer, other than starter pack characters, who is the most common character? That one's a tough one because I mean, different amounts of figures were created for every game, but within each game, like, I think these same amount of figures were produced for most of the figures. There was a fairly equal distribution there. And what we usually end up seeing and what feels like more common characters are the ones that are just less in demand, less desirable, like, they kind of flopped, and so they sit on the shelves and not they just pile up, and not as many people buy them. So, I mean, like, I have a ton of Zulu right now, but he's not that popular of a character. He was a new character in Swap Force, and so, like, I think they made more of the new characters as opposed to the returning characters, and, like, he seems to be everywhere because not everybody wants him. Whereas, say, even just like a Series 3 Trigger Happy, yeah, he's pretty common too, but it doesn't feel like he's quite as common as Zulu. And so I think that just comes down to kind of supply and demand. Um, I'd have to dig into the numbers. I am actually considering putting together I think what's going to be a top 25 list of my most sold figures. That'll be releasing in the newsletter either this week or next week. So if you're curious about that, go sign up for the newsletter right now. Um, but that that list is still going to be a bit skewed because it's going to be limited by which figures I've been able to get my hands on. So it'll be able to give you some indication of of which figures are common and which figures are popular and stuff like that, but it's still gonna be skewed because of just purely what I can get my hands on. Because like, if I had 2,000 Echoes, she'd probably be the number 1 selling character. But I don't have 2,000 Echoes. So that's a thing. Speaking of Echo, though, we should bring up again the Mystery Box of Doom. If you haven't heard about this yet, it's a new product I'm testing out, experimenting with. There's an article on it on the website right now if you want to go check it out. But the Mystery Box of Doom is there are only going to be 20 of them available this Sunday. So 2 days from now at 1 p.m. Central Time is when I will release them. But there's only going to be 20 boxes. Every mystery box will contain $25 worth of figures, according to my current shop prices, as well as a 10% coupon for your next order, 10% off for your next order. So just in case you really don't get anything you want in the mystery box, you can go get a discount at least on your next order. But the thing is, as I was saying with Echo, one of those 20 mystery boxes will contain Echo. So you get like a 1 in 20 shot of picking up Echo for the mystery boxes that are going to cost $30. So $30, you get a shot at Echo, you get $25 worth of figures and a 10% off coupon. And hopefully that's worth it for you. Like I said, this is just an experiment for now. If it works out well, we may continue it with other hard to find figures, perhaps Spotlight, Blackout, that type of thing. But we'll see. We'll see what it goes. Straw Desert. Totally enough to see how much these things sell for is crazy. Yeah. Skylanders add up fast. They add up fast. We'll see how it goes. Martin, when am I coming to England? We'll say that'd be an expensive trip. It'd be like that's the biggest thing. It'd be an expensive trip. I'd have to have a very good reason to make my way over there, I think, to make it worth my while. Andy, what you got going on? Not sure what you do because I'll probably complete or near complete my trap team and superchargers collection. And leave Imagineers last, which would I rather do? Yeah. I mean, how you want to complete your collections, that's up to you. That's part of the fun sometimes. I mean, I always say, like, prioritize your list, but allow for exceptions. So maybe you're focusing on collecting your completing trap team first, but all of a sudden you run across a robo for $100, which right now, like, that would be a steal on a robo, right? So I would make that an exception and say, I found a great deal on this figure. I got to get this right now before it's gone because it's going to be gone soon. And then go back to your prioritized list. So that's how I would go about it. But it's completely up to you. There will always be more figures. There will always be more figures. I think Academy is really bad. Wow. All right. Apparently, there's a lot of people who do not care for Academy. Good to know. Good to know. Looking at each Skylander, finding their origin, like Overwatch shorts. Mm, I haven't seen the Overwatch shorts. I haven't actually ever played Overwatch. I've watched other people play Overwatch all the time, but I have not actually played it. So yeah, the Overwatch shorts wouldn't make much sense to me. Hector was the best villain. Oh boy. Speaking of Mackay's, I do remember finding a land trophy in Gold Rusher. Ooh, yeah. I mean, if they got stuff like that, like as long as they're not charging an arm and a leg, I'll gladly take it up. I disagree, man, with that. They need them every game. I still could play trap teams supercharged competently. Imagination took it too far. Oh, okay, with the nerfs. I mean, yeah, maybe they made it more noticeable in Imaginators, but I think part of that was not only did they want to make the sensei better than the old characters, but they wanted the Imaginators to be more powerful than the sensei. And so rather than ratcheting everything up and making the senseis or the imaginators super overpowered, which you can if you collect everything you can still level them way up there, and they are super overpowered. But instead of doing it that way, I think they focused on making imaginators and sensei kind of the standard, and then lowered everything else accordingly. And so that's where you got the um big change. But yeah, it I I get it. I Some people really like bringing their old characters into the new games, and I applaud them for allowing that as a possibility. That was never really my thing though. I always like to use the new characters in the new games. Now granted, I was blessed enough that I could make that happen. Like I could afford to buy all the new figures for the new games. And so I had plenty of those figures. Whereas like if Skylanders had come out when I was a kid, it would be a whole different story. There's no way my parents would buy all the figures for me every year. Um, I'd probably be lucky just to get the starter pack every year. And so yeah, then I have to use my army from the previous games. Um, but to me that just makes it that actually like gives it a challenge. Because unless you're on nightmare mode, I mean, Skylanders games aren't really that challenging, and I appreciate a good challenge. I don't mind having to play a level more than once, um, but at the same time, that's why I think like the Swap Force levels were way too long, because if you did make it through 3/4 of the level and then you die, you have to start over and you have to play through another hour of content before you get back to the place where you died. So like that to me, yeah, that's one more reason I don't like Swap Force, but um, I don't mind the challenge, I guess. Maybe that'll be a challenge someday. I can go play through Imaginators with SSA figures, like do an SSA Imaginators lock, something along those lines. Like that would be a challenge, I think, right? That would be interesting. Um, Hoglander, I was never an Imagineers fan, but the thing they did with the new Skylanders gimmicks was really great. Most of my cons were revolved around the story elements. Okay. Yeah. And I guess for me, I never paid that close of attention to the story. I just like to play the games. I like the style of the games. And so honestly, during a lot of the cutscenes, I usually tune out a little bit. Like I don't care about the story all that much. Um, I'm more there for the action, if that makes sense. Like I would rather solve the puzzles and collect the things. Like that's the game for me, the challenge for me. I'm less about the story and more about 100%ing the game, collecting all the things. So, um, unlocking Imaginate Chest isn't really content though. Doing challenges or unlockables in game is gameplay content. Yeah, we could argue about this all day. I have a feeling. Pac-Man, how you doing? Playing devil's advocate. There's a lot of content in Imagineers, but half of it was put behind a paywall. That's fair. It's probably why people have such varying opinions. Okay, that I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And once again, that plays into I I was very blessed that I did not have those limitations, especially by the time I got to Imaginators. Like by that time I had, Activision was sending me stuff. And so I had all the figures, I had all the creation crystals. I didn't have to hunt them down. I didn't have to worry about different battle classes and different elements to unlock stuff. Like I just had that stuff. So yeah, everything was kind of unlocked for me at that point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah, a lot of people like Swap Force. I get it. It's not my favorite, but I know a lot of people like it. Troy, the Wandering Collector. The Wandering Collector. YouTube price changes. Was there anything else to discuss? Oh, let's see. I'm going on a road trip. The new branding, YouTube membership. Oh, stickers. Stickers was the other thing. So I showed these off on Wednesday. Not everybody was here, obviously. So here's the camo. I finally got the sample of the holographic stickers in. So there's holographic camo. And I decided to keep the pricing of the stickers where they are. So I will not be raising the prices any further. So for the rest of the pre-order period, the sticker sets are being held at $36. Um, after the pre-order period, they will go up to 40 instead of the 48 that I had originally stated. So we're keeping those prices down because one, I felt bad charging so much. Two, we've had enough sales that I can justify it now. Like if there were only going to be like 20 pre-orders, the cost was a much bigger problem. But now we're getting to the point where things are starting to level out a little bit. I won't be losing so much money. So I don't feel as bad about that. Um, so yeah, holographic stickers are in. Sticker prices are staying down. Um, Pre-orders are still going to be open till April 4th, but we're maxed out at $36 right now. I think those are the main things I want to discuss. So, Troy, thank you for bringing that up. Um, yeah, if you want to head out, I totally understand. But I'll be here for a while yet, a little while yet, before I need to get out here and start packing so I can get on the road. Alnida, welcome. Comments suck. How you doing? Have you seen Crash the Skylanders? Crash the Skylanders of the week. Um, Well, one, I'm not gonna bash anybody. That's not what we're here to do. I have seen Crash's stuff. I enjoy Crash's stuff. I don't watch all of his stuff. Um, but yeah, I greatly appreciate Crash and what he's been doing for the community. So yeah, I'm not here to bash anybody or anybody's content. We don't need that here. Um, Obsession. Welcome back to the membership. I know you were in it before, but welcome back. Um, yeah, so I talked about that with the membership. We just have one tier at 2.99 now. Gets you access to everything. Um, little badges, the special emojis, the members only videos and stuff. Like all of it. All of it would be there. DJ Digby, my opinion on Whirlwind. She's a solid character. Not my favorite, but very effective in a fight. I I think that describes her pretty well. Like she there's nothing that screams I need to own every Whirlwind ever. She's my favorite character. But if my favorite character dies in a fight, I will not hesitate to put Whirlwind on the portal because I think she's a solid fighter. Um oh boy. We're getting into the legality of this. Don't you have to designate a product people don't know what they're purchasing? There's a chance component aren't there laws that you need a license for that. Um it it doesn't quite fall into that category as far as I know because like I it's no different than any other mystery box that I've sold or anybody else that sells. Like there's entire sites dedicated to selling mystery boxes like this. Um, but like you are buying a mystery box. Yes, I'm telling you that a rare figure is going to appear in one of them, but like this is no different than if you buy trading cards, the the odds are often listed on the back of the pack. Like you have a 1 in 20 shot of getting this type of rare insert card and a 1 in 10 chance of getting this and a 1 in 4 chance of getting this. Actually Skylanders packs have that. I don't have one here right now to show or read it off. But yeah, like that's a very common thing. Like it's to tell you that within like you are buying the pack of cards. You don't know what's in it. You know you're getting 8 cards in the pack and you have a chance to get a rare one. Like that's all that this is. Like I'm telling you, there's going to be $25 worth of figures in this box. You may get a rare one. Like that's all that it is, really. Like that it's nothing out of the ordinary. All right. Just trying to catch up a little bit here. I apologize if I skip over too many questions here. Fen, Soren, welcome, welcome. Stalwartine, haven't seen you in a while. Boggles my mind that vehicles cost more than the actual Skylanders. I was very surprised with that too. But when you go back and think about it, like what was the gimmick? The Skylanders themselves weren't the gimmick. It was the vehicles that were the gimmick. And that's always kind of how their pricing went. The gimmick got the higher price point, and then the core Skylanders were a little bit cheaper. So the Giants were expensive, core Skylanders cheaper. Swappers were expensive. The Trap Masters were expensive. So when you get to Superchargers, while we did kind of call the drivers Superchargers, the vehicles were really the gimmick. So the vehicles were the expensive part. And then we didn't really have core Skylanders. It was just the drivers. And so they were the cheaper component, even though they were actually more expensive than core Skylanders usually were. Bum, bum, bum. Kevin, I appreciate your opinion. Like I said, it's a bit of an experiment with the mystery boxes. I've had some people like I had thought about doing something like this before. I've had some people suggest it to me, and so we're gonna see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If nobody likes the idea of the mystery boxes and nobody buys them, well, then I'll never do it again. That's as simple as it happens. Like that's all the information I need. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But if they sell out in an hour, well, we're probably gonna do it again. Straw Desert, have a good day. Good night. Yeah, we'll be in touch. Still need a bazooka and a water crystal with 100% imaginators. Interesting. Bazookas, one of the worst classes. I mean, Chompy Mage. Okay, yeah, he's gonna be expensive. Who are other bazookas? Man, gonna challenge me tonight. Bazooka, bazooka, bazooka. Where are you? Oh, Flare Wolf. There should be one more, right? Chompy Mage was the villain. So then Flare Wolf and it's gotta be two. Why can't I? Wow. I'm sure you'll have answered this for me already in the chat. Let's see. But Martin, do I think we do more stickers in the future? It's likely. I mean, I don't design them myself. Those are coming from Mr. Rolling Circle, who is over on Twitter and just started Trap Team this week. So he's making it pretty far in the series. As far as I know, he plans to make it all the way through all the Skylanders. Um, and if he's willing to continue to give me the designs, um, I'm sure we can work something out. But yeah, we're just working with this first batch for now. Hoglander needed Dark Sensei and a Sentinel if you truly want 100% Imaginators. Yeah, exactly. Hoodsickle. I was gonna say you said Dark Sensei and Sentinel. I'm like, whew, I know who that is. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. Yeah, Hoodsickle is so good. He's so good. Yeah, hopefully, I really hope you can get your hands on him. That'd be the great way to do it. Is Easter Flare Wolf cheaper than regular? Sometimes. Um, not 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 in my shop, I guess I should say. I almost always, there's a handful of exceptions, I think, charge more for the variant than for the regular. Um, just because there are fewer of them out there. But out in the wild, I've noticed you can sometimes find the Easter variant for a little bit cheaper than the regular one. All night, I am not intentionally skipping questions, just trying to keep up with the chat here because we're past 8 o'clock and I know I can't stay here all night. If nightfalls are tested in racing, yeah. What's the question? I'm a little confused now. I don't see why nightfall wouldn't work in racing, but I'm not sure what the question is. If I'm missing something there. Do I have any plans for future sticker collabs? I don't have current plans. We have not talked that much, but I have a decent relationship with Mr. Rolling Circle so far. So I would imagine if this first batch works out, that we could continue with some of the other ones. We have 12 games right now if they kept up with annual releases. That would be amazing. That would absolutely be amazing. Martin, you've said in every Mr. Box video you're getting a set amount of figures at shop prices plus some more expensive figures and lately a chance of a Skylander. Yes, yeah, the mystery boxes are going to include $25 worth of figures. I'm not guaranteeing a certain amount of figures, like a certain number of figures. I'm guaranteeing the dollar amount. And yeah, there's a chance that someone could get Echo. I mean, someone will get Echo, but ba, ba, ba. Wait, there are no other bazookas? Wait. There has to be other bazookas, right? Wait, there's technically 4 bazookas. Are you Oh, you're counting Chompy Mage and both Flare Wolves. Is that what we're counting? Huh. Okay. That seems wrong, but all right. um yeah, I mean there's extra. Oh, there's a lot for, well, there's extra sorcerers because of Cortex and brawlers because of what's his face? Crash. Yeah. Tyler, welcome. Glad to have you here. Gonna be leaving in a few minutes, but glad you could join us. Um, oh, I got a question. Oh, yeah. No, Polar Breeze. Yeah, she lives right up here. This was a custom that my wife painted. So this is a one of a kind thing. Yeah, it's a custom figure. But she even got the tail coloring in there, gradient. Like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. But yeah, you won't be able to find that anywhere else. I mean, unless somebody else makes a custom one, but that one was made by my wife. Chaos, welcome. Oh, Superchargers Racing never. Oh, well, okay. If we're talking about Skylanders Superchargers Racing, because like for the Wii, like that was one of the biggest problems why they had to recall the figures is because they couldn't push out the patch to the Wii. Um, so that's why they had to recall the figures and reprogram them and send out replacements. Because like the newer consoles like the PS4, like they just pushed out an update and then the old figures worked. Like I have one of the old figures. Like I have the old my original Nightfall figure new in box yet. And it's the defective one, but it works in the games now because they pushed out a patch. Um but yeah, for Superchargers Racing, so for the Wii and the 3DS, like they weren't really able to update those. But yeah, like within the racing section of the other games, I think Nightfall works just fine. But yeah, for Skylanders Superchargers Racing, the separate game, I that yeah, it's because it's on the consoles that couldn't receive updates. All right. Do, 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 do. Zook, how you doing? Wait, save money for Lego on May 4th. Then I made mystery boxes. All right, all right. Camo plain sky stones. That's the way to do it. Two things I love: camo and sky stones. All right. Yeah, all night. You're right. There could be faulty nightfalls out there, and they're indistinguishable until you try them on the games that they wouldn't work on. But um, yeah, that's why I always tell people like unless you have the original packaging, you really can't tell them apart. Sean, thanks. Yes, Kaboom is the other bazooker. Yeah, yeah. There's definitely other bazookers in the Skylanders lineup, but oh man, they did not want to bring them in. Did I really? Oof, oof. Hey, it slips out once in a while. All right. Well, folks, it's about that time. It's about that time. I need to take off and make sure I have everything packed and ready to go for my trip. Um, so I will be gone for essentially the next 2 weeks. like I said, if you want to know what my schedule is going to be, go sign up for that newsletter. Every week I post the most accurate schedule I can in that newsletter, and so you're gonna have all the latest information there. Or you can follow me on Twitter if there's any last minute changes I need to make. But that is that is a good place to go and find out all the best information. So go sign up for the newsletter. I will see you probably maybe once next week. I'm gonna try to get a live stream in next week to kind of give you a mid trip update to see what I found so far. Um, but that is the plan. So we're not going to have the normal live streams next week necessarily, but I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to have lots to share when I get back. Lots of new figures, lots of YouTube content, all sorts of stuff. So enjoy your weekend. Shop update tomorrow, and I will see you as soon as I can. Have a good night.